Right, welcome everyone to the launch of the Best SME Awards. My name's Debbie Gilbert, and I have been running the Best Businesswomen Awards for the past 11 years. And this was a natural progression, really, to open another awards which is aimed at anyone, not just women. There's two reasons really. One is every single year men come up to me at the Best Business Women Awards and say, why do you not have mixed awards? I've never been to an awards like this. It's amazing. Da, 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 da. Can't you have a Best Businessman category? And I'm like, well, that kind of defeats the object of what we're trying to do here. So no, we won't be doing that. And secondly, there are women that don't want to enter female only business awards, and I get that as well. So this has been on the cards for some time. I've had some health issues and various things and moved house. You make sure you're on mute. Somebody's not on mute. Um, so Denise, can you keep an eye on the unmute offenders? Um, so it's been on the cards for quite a while, and it takes quite a lot to put these events on and to start an awards program. So lots of thoughts gone into it, and today is the day. So I'm going to go through the entry process, introduce you to some of our judges and sponsors. They're not all here, and we've still got people signing up to be sponsors and judges, so it's all still happening. Some of them are here, and talk through the entry process so that you understand what it is, that how we do things and what you need to do to be an entrant in these awards. And then if there's any questions at the end, or if you would rather talk to me outside of this event, that's also fine as well. So I am going to share my screen. There we go. And then if you get any questions that pop into your head, maybe share them in the chat, because sometimes if you're like me, you forget about 5 minutes later what it was that you were going to ask. So I'm going to collapse down you guys on there. So the Best SME Awards will celebrate the brilliance, resilience and innovation of UK-based SMEs. So it is UK only, and it's open to any size business. So I just want to run through what the benefits of entering and winning awards are. I mean, some of you will be people who've entered lots of different awards and you're well aware of all of this. And some of you, this might be the first time that you're thinking of entering business awards. So I'm just going to run through a few things for you. I think one of the most important things of entering business awards, and certainly what I've benefited from over the years, is that when you enter business awards, you get a real opportunity to review your business from all of those different angles. How well you're handling your customer service, what your processes are like, how well you're treating your staff, etc., etc. So for me, it's always that 360-degree look at your business. And I think that's really important. And often what comes out of that are things that you need to improve on and things that you can sit back and say, well, actually, we're doing a really good job here. Obviously, awards are about recognizing your achievements. When you work for yourself, run your own company, you don't have anyone else to tell you how well you're doing. There's no annual appraisals like when you work in the corporate or the public sector. So, this is an opportunity for you to get some recognition for the work that you're doing and really to validate your expertise. Plus, it gives you the competitive edge in your industry without a doubt. They've done tons of research on this, and people are more inclined to work with a business that's won awards than those that haven't. So therefore, it gives you the credibility in your industry. And from that, you will create new business opportunities, plus opportunities for PR, speaking engagements, maybe podcast interviews, maybe industry and national press. So, you do become that go-to person. Once you've got awards, journalists have almost got some validation about you. So it's sometimes not actually the award win that the journalists are interested in. It's actually the backstory and what you've achieved is what they're actually really interested in. And the award win kind of validates that because they know you've been vetted by a panel of business experts. And, my other awards, the Best Businesswomen Awards, are seen as very prestigious and they know we have quite a strict judging process and these won't be any different. And therefore the journalists know that they can rely on us to have very credible business owners in our award programs. There are obviously networking opportunities when you come to the awards, and we also have a winners club, which I'll talk about later. And there's huge benefits for your SEO as well, because obviously we create backlinks to your site. So that in itself is really, really useful. And what a great thing to be able to share with your customers that you have won an award. I've been invited to all sorts of parties over the years where winners have thrown parties because they've been so chuffed to win, and then they've invited all their clients along. So it's another way of you saying thank you to your customers for working with you. And awards place your business in the spotlight without a doubt. And that, is great for your local area and for national publicity, and also in your industry. So those are all the reasons why you should be thinking about entering awards. So what are the ingredients for your entry? Well, definitely a passion for your business. I'm sure that you've all got that in spades. And you have to have industry expertise, obviously, and that you've got focus and clear direction. You're making a profit, except if you're a new business or you're entering the best networking group. The new business category, because that's going back for the first 3 years of running a business, you may not be making money yet, and that's perfectly fine, but you do need to put some form of forecasting in there so that the judges can see that you're actually forward planning and thinking about how you will get to making a profit. And the best networking group, a lot of people run networking groups that are free or not for profit, so we're not asking for any information on financials for that. Then you also need great testimonials from your clients and case studies. So that's really important to be able to showcase what your customers think of you. And the final thing I would say that you need in any award entry is to be able to share what your processes are, so that the judges can understand that you do have strong processes in your business and that you do have a clear sense of direction. So the Best SME Awards will run along the same ethos as the Best Business Women Awards. I am very, very passionate about awards should be run ethically and about transparency, about fairness and credibility. I've lost count of the number of times I've been at business awards and watched sponsors and judges winning. And I'm not saying that they weren't deserving of that, but we don't allow judges and sponsors to enter. We have a scoring system for our entries. Our judges are trained to use that scoring system, and they're not allowed to confer with each other. So therefore they can't persuade somebody else with their views. So it's all done, 3 judges, each category, all independently. And then the businesses with the highest points are selected as finalists, and the business with the most points is selected as the winner. And we have a head judge which will adjudicate those scores. And if there's a draw, they will relook at it and check and make a decision based on, because normally, it's 1 or 2 things you can then go, okay, let's put that person as the gold winner. So there is no voting. Again, that is a list building exercise. It's just ridiculous. I get so annoyed about that process in awards. It's just an absolute nonsense, because that becomes a popularity contest. So how is that fair? It's really not. There aren't any interviews. Again, I'm not saying that interviews aren't a good idea, but when you're dealing with the volume of entries that we will most likely get, and our judges have got their own businesses to run, I feel like they give up enough of their time to assess the entries, so we don't do interviews on top. Once a business has won the gold award in a category, they can't re-enter that again. And again, I've sat at awards, maybe some of you have as well, where the same people are winning every single year. So, I've taken out all of the things that I really hate about business awards when I set mine up 11 years ago, and put in all the things that I personally believe should be there. And the other thing we do, which again is quite unique, I'm not sure that there's any other awards that do it, but because we have a proper judging process, and only the best people get through, therefore everybody that comes to the final, or even if they don't come to the final, they still get their award, by the way. Everybody that is selected will get a silver or a gold award or a special recognition award. So they will leave with something on the night. If you can't make the final, we will organise to send the award to you. Personally, I don't think there's much point in entering awards if you're not going to come to the final, because you miss out on all of the photos, the networking, the videos, and all of the things that go with it. But, you know, life gets in the way and things happen. And I don't disqualify people who don't buy a ticket to the award ceremony. And I also don't like that practice in awards either. So, you know, we're all about, as I said, transparency, fairness, and credibility. So we have got some of our judges here today. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen in a minute and I'm going to get them to say hello. So this is so far the panel, but as I said, I'm still adding people to it. The Best Businesswomen Awards actually has nearly 30 judges on its panel. So, you know, we need higher numbers, but we don't advertise for judges. We don't charge judges to be on our panel. Again, that's another thing I see in the awards industry, and I really hate that as well. They're all specially selected, and they're all very credible business people and have had their businesses a long time and give up their time to do this. So let me stop sharing for a second, see who we've got in the room. So let's come to David Bell. Hello.
Hi, Debbie. Good morning, everybody. Debbie, that's a lovely introduction. We're being specifically selected. I
You
feel
have.
very, very honoured. Thank you very much. But yeah, good morning, everybody. Great to see so many people here. And as Debbie said, I'm one of the judges and been very supportive of the awards that Debbie's run. I've known Debbie for probably about a decade, and I think this was my 5th year of judging the Women's Business Awards. And now obviously we're talking about the SME Awards, which is super exciting because it opens the door to gents as well, which is great because now we get a combination of both. And I'm very lucky that I've also been an award winner in the past. I've picked up a number of awards, not just for me, but for my business and the great people that work within my organisations, and been running businesses 30 years, hence the grey hair. But as Debbie said, I think business awards are a super way for recognition for those that are maybe running their own business on their own. You know, you don't get no one patting you on the back or saying well done for all the great work you've done. So entering the awards does get that recognition that you truly do deserve. And of course, if you've got a team around you as well, it's great to be able to share that win, whether it's a gold or silver. You know, should be super proud getting to the finals. But it's for the team as well, isn't it? It's not all about you, or me. It's about everybody that makes this happen. So I would encourage anybody and everybody to enter awards. Give it a go. You might not be successful the first time, but don't ever give up. That's obviously always what we say. And when you get that recognition, you should be super proud of it. Put it on your mantelpiece because the glassware that you get should be, you know, seen by everybody. The certificate on the wall. And make sure you shout about it as well. That's what social media should be there for. Do ring your own bell on the odd occasion. Bragging is allowed, but done in the right way, of course. So yeah, I encourage everyone to enter, give it a go. And also, lastly, the bit about going to the awards, glamming up, glitzing up, putting on your best tux, in my case, my tuxedo, or dressing up in your best frock, etc., is part of the whole process. Getting to meet people, relationship building, connecting the dots, the people you meet. In fact, I met some people on Friday night and I've got some follow-up conversations, and it's not about doing business. You know, for me, it's about building quality relationships. You never know what doors that might open in the future. Anyway, enough from me. All I'm saying is definitely do it. Be part of it. Whether you're judging, whether you're sponsoring, whether you're entering, it's a well worthwhile opportunity.
Thank you, David. And we've got a new judge joining the SME panel, Mark Trent. Hello, Mark.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mark. So you're going to be judging for the first time this year. Are you excited?
I am excited, actually.
Good.
You know, it feels great to be invited. I just feel, you know, I'd like to look at these people that are applying to be in the awards and just judge them properly. You know, I've been to some awards in the past, and as you mentioned, people win and win, same people. You know, that's not right. That's
No.
not in my eyes. you know, I don't do sour grapes, but the last one I was up for lifetime achievement, and as I said to you, Debbie, how can somebody, the same person, win lifetime achievement the same
Yeah,
again?
right. That was what we were talking about that night, wasn't it? How could the same person win that 2 years running? It didn't make sense. And you've had your business a long time in Bristol. You've
Yeah.
got a drainage company. How long have you been trading now?
So we've been trading for 13 years. It's a family-run company. So myself and my son set it up 13 years ago. I've done drainage all my life. You know, I've got 4 of my kids. They all work within the company. The wife works within the company. We've got a great team here in the office. And, you know, some of the awards we've applied for, you just feel, you know, for the whole team as well, that sometimes we think, well, was that a right decision? Should they have won that? You know? And this is why when we was chatting that evening, I said it needs to be looked at properly.
Thank you. Well, I'm really
Yeah,
excited to have you on the panel this year. So thank you, Mark.
thank you.
Maggie Sarfo, do you want to say a quick hello?
Hello, hello, good morning, everyone. As always, very delighted to be here. So thank you again, Debbie. And it's great to see my fellow judges as well and everyone here. So these awards, you know, like what David and Mark have said, I think they are the fairest I've seen. So I'm always on the lookout to tell people, you know, the importance of, you know, being a part of it and the credibility of it. Earlier this year, I was awarded an award as being one of the top 100 UK inspirational female entrepreneurs by F Entrepreneur, also part of the Small Business Britain. So again, you know, this helps me to put myself in the shoes of my, you know, the wonderful businesses that we get to judge, the business leaders and owners. But also, you know, I have had more than 20 years experience in the world of business consulting, business advisory. And so I'm always looking for opportunities to shine the light on the businesses who are, you know, doing their best to grow businesses. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of charities as well. And I always say a charity needs to be run as a charity, but a business needs to be run as a business as well. So I will encourage all of you, you know, if you're curious, just go for it and just join. Just apply for the awards.
Thank you. Kelly, you're joining us on the judging and as a sponsor this year. Kelly Tucker from HR Star. Want to say a quick hello? Oh. Sure. Shall I come back to you in a sec?
No, we're in.
No, you're there.
Sorry, Debbie. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm Kelly from HR Star. I met Debbie last year when I was a finalist at the Best Women Business Awards. I won gold in Best Women Business for Business Services. And yeah, just really to echo what David said, I think if anyone's considering it, it's a great idea to take part in awards. The recognition for you and your team is amazing. The night itself is just such a fun night out, get to meet, you know, lots of other people. And then through that, Debbie and I have kept in touch. We went to one of the winners events in the summer, which was a great opportunity to meet other winners across the year, the various years, and then this year to be able to be on the other side of it to sponsor and be a judge. I'm really looking forward to being on this side of the process this time. But yeah, just really to echo what everyone else said, if you're thinking about it, I would definitely recommend putting yourself in. It's even if you don't win, the whole experience is a great one, and it is good. I think we'd been in business for 10 years before I put myself forward for any awards. So it was really lovely after 10 years to get that recognition, to be able to celebrate with the team, and yeah, to be able to shout about that on social media. And it definitely does open doors. So yeah, massive fan of entering awards over here.
Oh, thank you. Falguni?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Debbie. Great to be here. So I've been a judge on the Best Business Women Awards for 4 years now, and echo everything that David and Maggie and Kelly, everybody said so far. They are very, very, it's a very thorough process, and they're very fair. And that's the reason why I believe that, they're one of the best awards around. And as other judges have said, even if you don't win, it's such a great learning curve to improve your business and to reapply. So I would really encourage people to have a look and just apply, because you've got nothing to lose, and you will learn in the process. So I've got a legal background. I was a corporate lawyer for 20 years, and then I've been running my coaching practice for the last 8 years, and I work with founders, owners, and managing directors and their senior leadership team to structure the business, to grow it, and eventually help the owners to exit the business. So it's a 3 to 5 year process typically, and these awards have taught me a lot as well. So thank you again, Debbie, and looking forward to being part of them.
Thank you. Right, let's go back to sharing some more of the presentation. Oh, right. Now then. So these are some of our sponsors, and we'll meet some of those in a minute. So we've just met Kelly from HR Star, and we'll meet Michelle and Bina in a minute. And some of our other sponsors can't make it today, but again, that's growing all the time. So we'll come back and meet a couple of those in a sec. So what you're probably wondering is what the categories are. So these are our award categories. They're over 2 pages. I'm not going to go through every single one individually, but just to say there are categories for new business, for innovation, customer service, best employer, best business leader. There is a category for solopreneurs and freelancers. There's also our charity champion category. So this one will mean that the person or the charity that wins that category next year, we will fundraise for them at the awards the following year. So last week at the Best Business Women Awards, we raised £4,500 for Reminiscence Learning. So that gives you some idea of the money that can be raised. I mean, some years we've raised as much as £10,000 for the charity. So it just depends every year what the charity does and the prizes, etc. So I'm going to pick a charity for this year. I haven't decided yet, but there will be a charity there this year. And then for us, that's our way of giving back. So the charities don't pay to enter, and they don't pay for a ticket to come to the final either. There's also our Best Networking Group. We've got a category for Best AI powered business, because we've realized how much AI is transforming businesses. So it'd be great to see what businesses are doing with that and how they're powering their business forward using AI. We have our Best Eco-Conscious Award, which is about businesses that are reducing their carbon footprint and that are more aware about their environmental impact. And then we have 3 categories which are based on the size of the business according to number of employees, not your turnover. So again, a lot of awards face God, I can't get my words out today, a high emphasis on turnover, whereas our awards are based on number of staff for these 3 categories. So Best Enterprise Award is more for a smaller business under 10 employees. Outstanding small business for 10 to 50, 10 to 49 employees. And then Best SME Excellence will be for the higher, bigger businesses employing more than 50 people. Then we have a category for Best Family Business, because I know that can be a challenge. I'm sure Mark will attain to that. Running a business with your family. And then we have got a Best Young Entrepreneur category. So aimed at those up and coming entrepreneurs that are under the age of 30. And Best Impact, which is a nomination only category. So you can nominate somebody that you feel has had an impact. And what impact have they had? Well, you need to tell us about that and why they deserve to be recognised. And then you do need to tell them that you've nominated them, by the way. I mean, we will get in touch with them, but you do need to do that. And then Employee of the Year. So if you've got somebody in your team, then you can nominate them for this award. And those two categories also don't have an entry fee. How to enter? Well, you have to select up to 2 categories to enter. We don't let you enter loads and loads of different categories because I believe that it's better to focus down and look at 1 to 2 categories that are right for your business. Check the criteria carefully. Most categories have around 5 questions around talking about what your business does, its growth, your client retention and referral. So if you're not a business, maybe that you just do one service and then you move on with a new client, how many of those clients refer you on to somebody else? So that's what I meant by that. And the questions are bespoke to each category and they are being put onto the website. The forms are all on there, but I've asked the website company to make the questions at the start so that you can see them before you even start an entry. Entries online and it costs £39 per category to enter. Why do we charge an entry fee? Because for the first few years of the Best Business Women Awards, we didn't charge an entry fee and we got deluged with literally thousands of entries. I kid you not. And some of them are spam entries. They're from all over the world, etc., etc. And what we realised when we bought the entry fee into the Best Business Women Awards, which was probably about 6 years ago now, that the number of entries went down, but the quality went up. Because even paying a small fee, people make more effort. The other thing we do, which again is quite unique compared to other awards, is we will give you feedback if you're not selected. So you're paying that fee and you will get feedback about your entry, which will help you with other awards. And we'll even give you feedback if you ask us, well, why didn't I win the gold? We'll give you some feedback on that as well. So that fee is what that's for. It basically helps with the administration and it means that we get less entries but better quality. Make sure you carefully read and answer the questions and you submit evidence to support your entry with it. There is no voting, as I said earlier. So what you add to your entry is what counts. The deadline for entries is the 22nd of January next year. Most people enter on the 10th, will enter on the 22nd of January. We know this because we've been doing awards a long time. Everyone leaves it to the last minute. And what I would say is that 40% of people don't leave it to the last minute, which is great. And they get theirs submitted at least a week before the deadline. Again, a lot of awards extend and we don't do that. And I doubt we will do this even on the first year. Because then to me, that's disrespectful to the people who have got their entry in on time to then extend the awards literally on the day that it's supposed to end or the day before, which we see a lot of this practice in awards. And I think it's disrespectful to those people who have got their stuff together and they've sent it in. It's about getting yourself organised, and we will do some other information sessions over the next couple of months to help you if you need any more support. But we really want to stick to that deadline of the 22nd of January because then everything goes over to the judges and they start their judging process and that lasts for a couple of weeks. And then we announce our finalists in February and our Gala Awards night will be on the 24th of April. At the Daventry Court Hotel in Daventry. Now, why Daventry? So we moved the awards out of London for the Best Business Women Awards last week. So we've moved it further up the country for a number of reasons, cost being one of them, because the cost of London hotels and actually the cost of getting to London and staying in London is now getting ridiculous. And also to make it fairer for those people who are further up the country and living, anywhere north of Watford, really. And it was a real success. We had 300 people there on Friday. And I personally think I want to make my awards accessible for people, keep the costs reasonable. I've been invited to some awards in a couple of weeks' time at the Grosvenor House Hotel. they're £400 a ticket with VAT, you know, then I'll be looking at spending 250 quid at least on a hotel, plus a dress, plus all the other things that come with it, travel. So £1,000 to go along to an award ceremony. I think it's, you know, getting silly. So that way I kept the cost down by moving it further up the country. So I'm just going to stop sharing so you can meet a couple of our sponsors that are here as well, because the sponsors really help us to put on the event that we do. So we've got, let me look around my screen. So Michelle, Lenia, hello.
Sorry, trying to unmute myself. Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle. I'm launching a new app called Linear and sponsoring the awards that is really, really good fit. The app is aimed at ambitious and busy entrepreneurs like yourselves. The app is nothing like anything out there currently, if I might say so myself. And it helps individuals do less, but better, you know, one step at a time. I'm actually very excited to be part of these new awards because it's filled with very ambitious and busy people, right up our alley, actually. So if you are the innovative kind and up for being a pioneering tester for this unique and revolutionary app, will you please sign up? I'll stick the link in here. Thanks for the leg up.
Amazing. Thank you. Thanks for your support. Let's go over to Fiona Scott, our journalist and PR queen. Hello, hello. You're coming on board as a sponsor for these awards, but maybe you could just say to people a bit about the PR side of awards and why that's so important.
Hi, everyone. Lovely to be here and really thrilled to be sort of at the dawn of this new awards, given that I've worked with Debbie on the Best Business Women's Awards for some years now. I think is a great thing. PR, somebody else saying that you're good adds huge credibility. Which is the basis of all PR. It's not us saying we're good, because let's face it, none of us go to a networking group or say on our website that we're a bit average, or, you know, so someone else saying you're good. That's the basis of PR. I happen to specialize in media outreach, and awards are a really important thing because they give people confidence in you. If you are up against other suppliers, for example, they will look and do research on you just as you research on others. And that may be the one thing that tips them over the line to contact you or to buy from you. There are, of course, awards, and there are awards, as Debbie and I talk about frequently. So please be careful. Awards need to be credible. You actually do yourself huge harm if you go for those awards that suddenly turn up in your inbox saying you're a winner and you actually made no effort to enter. So please avoid those. But also, one of the things I'll be talking about now, and this is a thing that we all need to be aware of, we need to think about people. How are people going to be searching for their suppliers and providers of product in 2026 and beyond? And the truth is they will move from Google search to AI search using tools, so spoken search. And it is known that AI will prioritize third-party validation. So you'll come up earlier in a search if you are appearing on other sites, i.e. media sites, other podcasts, other people's guest blogs. I talk about this a lot. It was become more important, not less. Therefore, awards also play into that because you are bound to get natural coverage, natural social media coverage. When you are shortlisted, you're a finalist, or you win an award. So it's going to become more important, not less important, in a world where people can literally speak into their phones and say, show me the top 10 boutique PR companies in the Southwest. Show me the latest apps that help entrepreneurs with time management. Whatever it might be, you need to really think about how will people in 2026 be searching for people like me? And you need to invest in being visible. Sorry, I'm on a rant, but I really believe this for all businesses.
Right. You're right. Fiona, you've got an event coming up where people can meet journalists, haven't you?
Yes.
Can you put the
Yes, I've got. Yes, absolutely. I really believe strongly that meeting influencers and journalists as face-to-face as you can is really, really important. You don't have to be a client of mine to build those contacts. So I ran a summit, a face-to-face summit in February this year, where national journalist Liz Perkins came along for 2 days. And I'm running a 90-minute webinar with her on November the 19th. It's £60 plus VAT, where anyone can come along and you can pitch your stories, your expertise, or your personal experience that you want to share to a national journalist. You don't have to be a client. You can do it directly. I've already ensured that Liz is happy to continue to have a relationship with people independently. And I'm going to keep doing those with other journalists going forward. It's because I believe so strongly that we all need to be visible and we all need access to influencers, regardless of whether or not you're a client of someone like me. You know, many people throughout their business, particularly women or sole traders or freelancers, will need to do their own PR. My best clients are those who are time poor, not those who've got a stack of money. So I offer these regularly. So if any of you would like to come, I'm willing to do a code. You get a Debbie discount. So I'm happy to do it for you, anyone who wants to come, for £50 plus VAT. It's 90 minutes and I can send details.
Yeah. Thank you, Fiona. That's amazing. So let's hear from Bina Briggs, who has been a sponsor of the Best Business Women Awards, and you're coming over to the Best SMEs now too.
Yes, of course. Good morning, everyone. And yeah, it's been lovely to be here. As Debbie just said, that, you know, I was the sponsor for the Best Business Women Awards for the new business on Friday. And wow, it was such a fantastic event. And although I didn't get a chance to meet all the other 345 or 46, but hey, you know, the people I met, it was just lovely. Some new faces, some faces I've known for over the years. And it's kind of really picks you up. I can just say that over the last couple of months, I have been out of networking for some personal reasons, but I really wanted to be there on Friday. And I had said to Debbie that I'd make sure that I do. And guess what? And it really, you know, made a world of difference for me. I'm really passionate about supporting SMEs. I do HR consultancy, it's called Plain Talking HR. And I've always been passionate about supporting SMEs with a kind of corporate style HR service. So, you know, I think that for these SME awards, a lot of my clients are, you know, in the ranges that are in there, from 1 or 2 employees to about 150, 180 employees. So a lot of them are trades and so on, and, you know, official kind of services. But the main thing is we all need each other. We all need clients. We need suppliers. We need our, you know, colleagues in business, people like you guys here, to, you know, pick us up and give us the boost and, you know, all of that. So yeah, I'm really, once again, very happy to be sponsoring these awards. And hey, you know, it might be a man that I might be giving an award to, who knows?
Thanks,
But, you know, as an award winner as well, so I have had a couple of awards this year. I'm still waiting for my 3rd one this year. So hey, make it a hat trick. But lovely to be here, and thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, Bina. Right. Okay, let's nip back to the presentation. So, so tips on entering. So I think it's quite good to have a bit of a brainstorm session and have a bit of a brain dump about all the things that you've done and all the things that you've achieved. And I actually have a brainstorm document. So if you want that document, just put a note in the chat and I'll make sure I send it out afterwards to you. I think deciding on the right categories is really important, and considering what you want to be known for. So when you look through the categories, think, right, what do I want to be known for? Do your entry on a Word document and keep a copy, because that's going to be useful if you enter other awards later on down the line. And also it gives you the opportunity to read it, reflect on it, see what you might be missing. Keep a folder on your PC with all your achievements. And throughout the year, you know, if you can have this folder and put things in it as you go along, because you won't always remember the little things that actually do add up. Regularly ask your clients for testimonials. And if someone else is going to do your entry for you, and we've got a few award writers in the room today, so do put your details in the chat. If you write award entries, make sure that you check it before they submit it, and make sure that it's your information on the entry form and not them, because we have this happen quite a few times where people don't have their details, they have the award writer's information. So make sure that you do that. And it's not cheating to get someone to help you write your entry, you know, because at the end of the day, we're all really busy, and, you know, writing might not be your strong point. And getting someone else who is an expert to help you extrapolate all the information about everything you've achieved and put it together is a sensible use of your time. So, you know, have a think about, if you really are time starved, getting somebody to help you. And when you're using our system, you can start your entry and come back to it, but you must save the link. If you don't save the link, we can't retrieve it for you because it's a secure system, because obviously it's got your data on it. So what I advise people to do is compile their entry onto a Word document. When they're happy with it, then sit down and just copy and paste it into our website and press submit. That's the best way to do it, not start it and then finish it and not finish it. If you want to win an award, the key thing here is proof. So you need robust evidence that will prove that you are the best in your category. You can include up to 4 files plus your financials, and there's a whole list of things here, some ideas about the sorts of things that you can include. So testimonials, your qualifications, you might be qualified by experience, but you may need qualifications in the industry that you're in, case studies, financials, what charity work and pro bono work do you do? And often in award entries, people put things like a statement like, we do lots for charity. Well, that's meaningless. You have to explain what it is that you do. So what project or what charity did you help? What did you do? How much did you raise? What was the impact on that? You could also include customer or staff surveys, marketing plans, business plans, and links to online reviews. Maybe pull off a few of your best reviews and put those into a document, and then signpost to judges where they can see any more. Because, you know, they get overwhelmed with a lot of information. So it's about keeping it really easy, making it really clear, and creating your entry like a story so that your submission is a good read. If you make claims in your entry about anything, do put evidence to back up what you're saying. The other thing is try and avoid using jargon, because industry jargon may not be something that's familiar to the judges. So, you know, keep it really clear and really easy for them to understand. And, you know, try not to put inflated claims in there either. If you're going to put something in there, then make sure you can back that up. Make sure you label your evidence and make it really clear to what it is that it relates to within your entry. So some people put evidence and label it up with the different questions, so it relates to that, or it might relate to something else in your entry. You can't upload video, but you can upload links to video. So you can put in a document that's got some video links on it, for example. Again, be careful of using too many photos unless they're relevant for your business. So what you're really trying to get across to the judges is that all important, you know, information about how you work with your clients, about how you've progressed this and grown this business, and about what your processes are. But for example, you don't need to upload your whole staff handbook. So we have people that do that, and, you know, they're not going to look at a 50, 60-page handbook. So really, if you're not sure what evidence to put in, then contact us and we can help you with that. So we have got some people who write awards in the room, and we've also got Denise O'Leary here as well, who wrote Winner, a book all about how to win business awards. I wrote the foreword to that book, and I also contributed some of the information in it as well. And she's also now got a new winner AI system as well. So I'm going to stop sharing and let her tell you more about this. So Denise, you're here. Tell us
Thank you
about
so much, Debbie.
Winner AI.
Yes, I will do. But first off, congratulations for the epic ceremony on Friday. I'm sure everybody who was there would agree. It was just a fabulous event. All went so well, and how smooth it runs does not show the work that goes on behind the scenes to make that happen. So congratulations to you. And yes, award entry writing is tough for a lot of people. So having written the book Winner, How to Win Business Awards, I've now evolved that into an AI tool that actually writes your entries for you. So we're at the very early stages. We've got a working tool that's actually a custom GBT, and it's had a lot of success so far. I actually used it for myself and 2 clients for the Stevie Women in Business Awards. We did 35 entries between all of the businesses, individual and business categories, and 29 are international award winners. So it shows the strength of the tool, which starts with how brilliant your business is and what you say about your business. And the problem that a lot of small businesses have, particularly, they're generally, in my experience, very good businesses, just not so good at telling anybody about it. They don't know what content to put forward, how to evidence their achievements, what KPIs to include, etc., etc. So Winner AI has taken all of the principles of the book, and it's got the book behind its working methods. It's got a lot of winning entries that I've written and ones that have been researched for keywords in the background. It's got a lot of judges' hints and tips that I've picked up across the years, and it pulls all of that information. But what's really unique about it is it asks very in-depth intake questions. So it actually goes through asking you, what are your stats? What's your 50-word business summary? Which things have you done for charity? So it amasses all that information first and then uses the power of large language models to script the response in your tone of voice. It's got a lot of business psychology behind it, and it actually asks you, do you want this to be friendly or professional, or or you can actually combine attributes. So it really does give you a robust entry out the other side. I'm delighted to say I'm actually working on making it an agent. So not only will it be GPT specific, it will actually potentially use multiple large language models, and eventually I want it to be able to look at your data, know that you've updated your PR structure and your document, and then it can say, I see you've done all these new things this year, let me update your award entry process. So it's almost like having an award bid library that can work for you. So I've put in the chat the link. At the moment it's at a launch price of £99. And I've actually just found out on Friday, when I was driving to Debbie's Awards in the hotel room to get ready, I've been invited to be part of the Great British Pitch, which is a government driver for Export Week. So I'm up to London for the 5th of November to actually pitch my product. I'm hoping I can work with multiple award writing agencies, multiple PR agencies, white label it, and then take it internationally. So I love helping other people win. I think it is important for people who've had success to put the ladder down and bring others up. And I'm really keen that we utilise technology, we utilise our knowledge. The businesses are still brilliant in their own right, and many of them can write knowledgeably about their structure and how they work. But some of them need help. There's definitely a place for award writing agents to help you. There's a place for award writing agencies, and even just a critical friend that actually you can tell your story to, and they say, but you've forgotten what you did on this. And so many times people forget the good stuff they do. So it's having that process and enabling you to take the time. And I would say from our Stevie Award entries, yes, we had an amazing 83% win rate. It took me 10% of the time, and I was bid writing 2 major multi-million pound frameworks at the same time. So it is definitely a resource that can help people on a global level.
Thank you, Denise. That's amazing. And Kate Adams here, and she's been writing award entries forever. So just give people a brief overview of what it's like to work with an award writer.
Well, how do I describe working with myself? Debbie, thank you for inviting me and to say a few words. I think Denise has made all the points I was going to make, which is fantastic. But your AI tool sounds incredible. My brain's exploding just at the idea of how you put that together. I do the non-AI version of what Denise's app will do. I've been writing award entries, as Debbie said, for probably 16, 17 years. I have worked across a huge variety of businesses and a huge variety of categories. The similarities across all of them, and again, it's reinforcing what a lot of the judges have said, is I can be an independent and objective viewer of your business and ask you really difficult questions again and again and again. And it's by asking those questions repeatedly that often I'll say, can you go and find me some information, your stats about that, about these particular KPIs? And when they come back, I'll often find something else, another angle in there to dig for. So I always say it's a bit like digging for gold, because it's by pushing and pushing that you can find the real nuggets, and the nuggets that will make the judges, forgive me judges for making this, but it's about making the judges sit up and take notice. So I will push hard to get the very, very best story, and I will then help businesses tell that story successfully in a compelling way. Various people have talked about supporting evidence. I quite often work with people who've entered awards before and they haven't won. They've been really disappointed, and I'll offer to review their submission. What a lot of people seem to do is answer the questions within the format and then put the really fantastic information in the supporting evidence. You've got to make sure that those fantastic pieces of information are right up front and center of your actual submission within the word count. The evidence is about backing it up. Another tip I'd say is involving your team and any other key stakeholders, because I think a point Denise just made, it's very easy to be so involved with your business you forget about some of the things you did before. One of the clients I worked with who entered and was very successful at Debbie's Best Businesswomen Awards several years ago, she'd been in business for nearly 20 years, and she was just chatting to her husband, and he said, oh, but what about that? And what about that? And what about that? And what about that? So she said this to me, and I jokingly said to her, well, can I talk to your husband? And she said, do you want to? Yes, please. So I got a whole different set of information from him with some really compelling, really interesting stories that we could add to the submission to make it richer. So the people around you who are living and breathing your business with you, they're just not in it with you, will often have another view that is really useful to incorporate. And I suppose the last test that I will apply, and I would really encourage you to apply, Denise, you mentioned having a critical friend. Again, that's just so helpful. And the two words I will always say is so what. So someone will write that information, they'll share that fact, and we'll just say, well, so what? Because it's by asking that you get the real gold. So I'd be very happy to have a chat with anybody here who's looking to work with an award writer, chat a little bit more about your business, and see how I might be able to help. And just to say, Debbie, congratulations for launching these. I know they've been a long time in the making, and I'm really looking forward to working with some other people to enter your awards. So really good luck with it all, and thanks again for inviting me.
Thank you. I can see Justine's just joined us. She's one of our sponsors. Hello, hello. How are you? Do you want to say a quick hello to everybody from Cariad Towers? Are you on the phone? She might be on the phone.
No, I would if I could, but I had to unmute myself. Good morning, everyone. Apologies for being late, Debbie, and congratulations again on a fantastic awards on Friday night. It was stupendous, and I echo everything that Denise and Kate has said. I guess we're sponsoring because it's just so amazing to be involved with these kind of events, and one of the things as being a sponsor and a judge in previous awards, I found that there's a few things that I would just add to all the plethora of advice that you're getting there. The first one I'd say is just own your story, because you've got to put your numbers in there, but awards are not just about numbers. They're about the narrative. And I remember the stories of the people of the awards that I've read when I've judged, and it makes such a difference, and it really gets you in the heart. So really own your own story, and celebrate your progress, because actually it's not about perfection here. I'm a business owner too, and I'm very far from perfect. Don't tell my team. But you don't need to be flawless. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to own that story and share it, and let your passion shine. Because the thing I get amazed as a sponsor at these events is the passion behind each business owner and what's driving them. And if that passion can shine through in your award entry, honestly, you'll have the judges' hearts, and you'll be able to share that. The PR is amazing from all of these events. So really highly recommend you get in there and enter. And good luck to you all.
Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you. Right, let's just finish off the last couple of things. Right, there we go. So as I said earlier, Denise's details will be in the chat as well. And so will Kate, and hopefully Helen can pop those in as well. So yeah, the final is going to be on the 24th of April 2026 from 6 p.m. till 1 a.m. at the Mercure in Daventry. And the other things that we do after the award ceremony is we have a winners club. So I am going to join you up with the Best Business Women Awards, and I think this is going to be really powerful. So we'll carry on with our 2 events that we run every year for the Best Business Women Awards, and then we'll add the Best SME Awards into that as well. So 2 events in London in June and November. They're a drinks event. They're very casual, as you can see some photos from previous ones that I've put up here. We generally start them about 2 in the afternoon, finish them around 5, although sometimes we're still there quite a lot later than that. But that's the official start and finish time. And we put on a bit of food and some drinks, and it's a great opportunity to meet other winners, meet other sponsors, judges, and because obviously on the awards night, it's all happening and there's so much going on. And what's come out of these events have been an amazing collaborations, business, definitely is done. And also friendships have come out of it as well, which is great. So, we've been running these since we started the Best Business Women Awards 11 years ago. And there are hundreds of people in the Winners Club. We get around 70 to 100 people that come along. And so, I felt very strongly that we should amalgamate the 2 communities rather than me doing another 2 events. I think there's definitely a power in this community, without a doubt. And I also have a podcast called The Business Awards Show, which I've had for 4 years now. We're on to about nearly 170 episodes. And I interview people who've won awards, not just my awards, could be any awards, who judge awards, sponsor awards, run their own awards. And the podcast purpose really is so that you can tell your story, because there's so much power in listening to people's stories. So we talk about how you've run your business, what you do, why you do it. And then we talk about what awards you've won and what have been the outcomes of winning those awards for your business. And then we obviously get you to share some business tips as well. So they're 30-minute episodes, come out every Wednesday. So you head over to wherever you listen to your podcast, you will find the Business Awards Show. And it's something that I really feel gets your story out there, and all kinds of things have come from that as well, from people when they've been guests on the show. So that's the end of the presentation. If you've got any questions, I will check the chat now. Let me just stop this, and I'm going to stop recording, because we had nearly 250 people registered for this, but I know most people will watch